is. If you don't like to call it growth hacking, you can call it the test learn process or just growing, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately it's about, applying this scientific method of analyzing a situation, coming up with hypothesis driven ideas to improve the situation, prioritizing those ideas, testing those ideas, and just repeating that loop. And ideally you're focusing that on a high leverage objective, and that the ideas are to address a high leverage objective. And as you're doing that, you're accelerating your North Star metric over time. And so, of course, we don't want to just do this in marketing. That would just be regular sort of test-driven, data-driven marketing that's been around for a long time, which is great. It should still happen. But I think the breakthrough here is that we want to be doing it across all of the levers of growth in the business. And so everything we just diagrammed, every one of those is not perfect in your business. Every one of those is just, at its current state right now. And when you first built it, it was just a guess of what you thought might be good. And so the likelihood in the beginning that you can improve is significantly high. Over time, as you do more and more testing, you're going to get to the point where the bar keeps getting set higher. So it might be harder to accelerate growth, but the less you're doing this, the more likely you can drive the impact that gets the team excited about it. So that's the good part. The simplest formula for growth, and I know this is seems so oversimplified, but I've just seen it time and time again, is that the more experiments that you do, the more growth that you generally get. And so this was based on Twitter. And I was actually, 6 years ago, I was listening to a presentation by their VP of product at the time, Satya Patel, at the Agile Marketing meetup. And he was essentially saying, when I went into Twitter, they basically had already almost stopped growing. And so you can see, kind of 10 million in a quarter growth, 9 million, and then down to 5 million. If you just play that out, they're probably going to plateau at, 60 million. But what he said was, I went in there and there was almost no testing being done. And so he said, I'm going to set a bar that says, we need to move from 2 tests per month to 10 tests per week, and we'll see what happens. And so as soon as they did that, 10 tests per week, you can see as soon as they did that, they kept driving a ton of growth. And, this was just through 2012. Obviously they've hit bumps in the road along the way there, but 50 million users and moving to 185 million over the next couple of years shows that it was that test learn process was really valuable there. So I also admit that I just stumbled across this year was a quote from Jeff Bezos. Our success at Amazon is a function of how many experiments we do per year, per month, per day. And so you're seeing this idea of just, without experimentation, there is not improvement. And if you're running experiments the right way and you're being smart about how you run those experiments, you're going to learn how to drive acceleration in the business.